Welcome to PingPod, the ping pong podcast by PingSkills. Now, you may have noticed that we've slightly changed the name from PingCast to PingPod. Well, we had the idea that PingSkills and podcast, and we thought, yep, let's take that PingCast. But it's been pointed out by a lot of my friends actually that PingCast sounds like a bit like pink something or other, and so. Anyway, we're going to go with PingPod from now on.
Yeah, so the suggestion was that perhaps a baboon might be a good logo for a pink cast.
Yeah.
But,
So welcome to PingPod.
We're on PingPod now.
Excellent. Now, excuse me. In this edition, I want to talk a little bit about the serving rules because I think in table tennis they're a little bit too complicated. What are your thoughts on some of the service rules?
Yeah, they're complicated, but it's hard. It's hard to simplify the rule to make it easy to police by the umpires. I think that's the real issue.
Okay. Now, before you were telling me about something that happened in the Commonwealth Games. A few people being faulted. Do you want to tell the viewers about that?
I mean, one of my big bugbears is that each major championship, the umpires seem to have a particular part of the rule that they're really policing.
Yep.
And I think the players, need a bit of consistency, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right across it. And I think, as you say, because the rule is so complex, there's so many different dimensions to the rule that it does make it difficult.
And if you're playing for a couple of years and not getting faulted, and then you turn up to a really important tournament and you start getting faulted, that's really hard to deal with.
The issue, what happened at the Commonwealth Games, there was one of the players, Jan Feng Lei, got faulted. Jan's been playing for 30 years, and playing internationally for a long time.
Yep.
And she was doing a high toss serve.
Yep.
Throwing the ball up really high, higher than her head, and got faulted for throwing the ball into her. So not throwing the ball up straight. Sorry.
Yeah. So the rule is you must throw the ball up near vertical.
Near vertical. Yeah. So the ball's gone up a long way, and it's gone back about so far. It's gone back that far.
That's all.
Yeah, but
like a foot.
Yeah, but the fact that it's gone up so high means that it has to be almost vertical, right? If you throw the ball up 300 meters, and it comes down 1 foot away, then
that's almost vertical.
That's almost vertical. Yeah, but the umpire just saw the fact that it had gone back a foot and faulted her. There were some unhappy campers.
Okay.
About that, but I think policing the rule about throwing the ball up straight is important because you do get a good advantage by throwing the ball backwards into you. So let me just get up here a little bit. So if I throw the ball back into my bat like that really fast, then I'm getting a lot more speed of the ball going into my bat, and so then I can get more spin on the ball.
Okay, so it's like a head-on crash.
Absolutely, yeah. So you get more impact and more spin on the ball. So that needs to be policed. You need to police the fact that players are throwing the ball back into them, and that's happening almost all the time.
Okay, but do we really care if you're able to get more spin that way?
Well, yeah, where do you, where's the line? Where do you stop? Can you then just get the ball and throw the ball into your bat as fast as you possibly can and, get more spin? That used to happen years ago, and that's why they changed the rule to get people to throw the ball up straight.
Throw the ball up straight, yeah.
So, yeah, it's...
But the problem is near vertical. Who decides what's near vertical? Yeah, where's the consistency?
Exactly. And, and as I say, at some events, that's policed. And most others it isn't. And the other thing, I know from an Australian player's point of view, it's not until they go to a major championship that it's policed at all.
Yep. So if we're going to have this, we need to police it all the time, so it's not a surprise when you get to a big tournament and it gets and you get faulted.
Yeah. The other issue is, and this happens a lot in the local leagues, is that often it's like your own teammates are umpiring for you. So, if you're playing a local league and it's your turn to umpire because you're not playing, it's really difficult for you to police the serving rule on firstly your teammates and certainly then your opponents as well. Then there's just bad blood during the match. And this happens quite a lot in local leagues. So, maybe you're right. Maybe we just need to make that rule simpler. But it's difficult.
Because one of the other rules of serving is that your opponent must be able to see the ball the whole time. So unless your umpire is standing where the opponent is, he can't possibly
tell. Exactly. Yeah, that's right. So it's hard. It's hard for the umpire to tell whether player A can see the ball when player B is serving the whole time when they're over here.
They're standing at the side of the table. It's a completely different angle to view that from.
So, it's all difficult. Like the service rule is really complicated and complex, and something needs to be done about it. I certainly haven't got a solution for it.
No.
But anyway, that's maybe our viewers out there have come across this sort of thing, and they might have some simple solutions for us.
Yeah.
And we can forward them on to the ITTF. And
there's been a few suggestions in the past about having to serve in front of your body, so you could only do a backhand, or you couldn't hit it like for the pendulum serve. But I don't know. I don't know if that's the right answer either.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's difficult. Yeah. Anyway, so any suggestions on the service rule?
Let us know.
Bring them on.
All right, very good. Now, recently we had another interesting question from one of our viewers about coaching and whether you need to be a good player to be a good coach.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on
it's interesting.
that?
That's interesting. I think at different levels, you need certain experiences. I think to be able to coach someone to play the game at a beginner level, I don't think you need a vast experience of playing. And I do a lot of coach education courses for teachers, for school teachers and that sort of thing. And there I really emphasise how little importance it is on how good a table tennis player you are. But it's more your communication skills.
Okay, so teachers would hopefully be very good at that.
Absolutely. So and all of the teaching that I do in those courses, I never actually hit a table tennis ball.
Okay.
So I just show them by by showing them the action and that sort of stuff.
Okay.
So at that level, I don't think you need a vast ability. At the very highest level, so coaching players at an international level, I think it helps to have experienced what they're going through in some sort of way. Certainly with their experiences, their off-court experiences as well, and and what they're encountering in the whole the whole tournament and that sort of stuff.
So the pressures that they're under and
the pressures, that's probably a good way to put it. The pressures they're under, but then also I think technically to have felt that type of serve that their opponent's doing to them and what effect it's having on the bat, I think that helps.
Okay. All right. And so and also at that sort of level, what percentage of the coaching is technical as opposed to kind of just motivational or encouragement?
A lot of it I think is tactical. As far as you're just looking for places that they can play to. And so the direction, the amount of spin that they're going to put, the speed that they're going to try to work with. And then it is a little bit of also of encouragement, or just getting their mind right, in the right space, to be able to play that match as well.
Okay. So if it is that tactical element is required, then to me it must help if you've been in that situation before.
Yeah, I think it does in that situation. So so we're talking about like to be a coach. I mean, coaching has a whole lot of different levels. So so I mean, as we said, like at a beginner level to coach a player to learn technique and skills. Probably you don't need a vast experience of playing. It's more communication.
And so, as you said, maybe even some lesser players might even be better at that sort of coaching.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, so certainly, like I've seen fantastic table tennis players that haven't been able to communicate those skills, and I've seen some teachers that have been fantastic at communicating basic skills to students.
Okay, excellent. There we go. And so, what sort of, just in Australia, what sort of levels of coaching do we have in terms of like certifications or?
Yep. So in Australia, there's level 1, level 2, and level 3. So level 3 is the higher accreditation. There's also ITTF, so International Table Tennis Federation levels as well.
Okay.
So a manual's been developed for the level 1 course and the level 2 course now.
Okay. And are they similar to the Australian one, or are they just different?
They are, well, they're reasonably similar so far as they've been developed by Glenn Tepper from the ITTF.
And Glenn Tepper
was an Australian player and coach and worked for Table Tennis Australia as well. A lot of the content is similar. The length of time spent on each aspect is a lot longer for the International Table Tennis Federation accreditation as well.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah. So So I mean, if you're thinking about helping out and coaching, so certainly at a club level, get in there. If you think you've got some good communication skills, that's what you really need to start with.
Brilliant. Yeah, get involved, promote the sport by coaching. It's a great way to help table tennis.
Great.
We need more coaches. The more coaches, the better.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what's the name of this show now, Jeffrey?
It is the PingPod.
The PingPod.
The PingPod.
Right,
the Ping Pong Podcast by PingSkills.
Okay, so if you're looking for Pingcast, they're not there anymore. We're now onto PingPod.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mate, guys out there, if you've got better suggestions,
it's not too late to change the name
again.
No,
it's not. No. I mean, we've had 2 in how many shows? 3 shows.
That's right.
So 2 names, 3 shows. But if you got a better one, we're up for it.
All right, that's us signing off from the PingPod, the Ping Pong Podcast by PingSkills. See you later.